Hello everyone. We are from group 12 and we would like to present about analyzing the Village movie 2004 using new historism. First of all, I would like to introduce my fellow members. First of all, my name is Akune Trishna and there we have Nada Nadia Shiva and Brian Fauzi as well. So, yeah, first I would like to uh, explain what we'll discuss in today's presentation. First, we have the explanation of new historism, summary of the village, subjectivity contained in the film, self-positioning, history as context, and lastly, we have cultural context. Okay, next, I would like to explain about the introduction. So what is new historism? So new historism generally discuss a culture or history and is believed to be narrative or text discussed through the context of complex culture of recorders to leave the stories helpless. New histories acknowledge their subjectivity and seek sources that have been neglected, such as non-mainstream and marginalized people. In general, new histories deny that there is an unified worldview operating at any given period and deny that history has a purpose. And next section will be explained by my friend, please.
Okay, I would like to explain about the summary of The Village. This movie appears to be set in the early American society, which is ruled by a group of elders. The people are not allowed to cross the woods since it is believed that there are scary creatures who will prey them. Not only that, the creators, which called as those we don't speak of, is frequently warned them if a person violates the rule by going to the territory. Then there is one gentleman named Lucius Hunt, who asked the elders permission to go to the neighboring town, seeking some medicines to improve the village's well-being. Unfortunately, they refused his request. Long story short, Lucius is engaged to the chief's daughter, Ivy Walker. Ivy Walker. However, Lucius is stabbed by Noah as the jealousy takes over his mind. After negotiations with his dad, Ivy is allowed to go funding the needed medicines to cure his man. And Mr. Walker tells the reality about that isolated village to her. Thank you. The next section will be explained by my friend.
Okay, thank you. The next section is subjectivity. In the village 2004, it can be implied that power may appear in every way. As it's shown in the movie, the elders which is led by Mr. Walker truly holds such a great power to control the village in order to gain their purpose. For that, these people can be considered as the proof of subjectivity, and the ones of have a capital are respect, while the others are not. What Edward Walker and his people do can also be defined as the village history maker, although the elders themselves have their good intention or to protect the people. And then furthermore, from new historicism perspective, it can be concluded that there are bare voice and isolated people who cannot decide what they want. Plus, the background is finally being revealed that they are doing this such thing because there is a dark past that was experienced by the elders. Okay, the next session will be presented by my friend.
Okay, Thank you, Brian. So next, I would like to explain about the history as context in this movie. So the story made up by the elders and the isolated village cause the villagers have a great fear of the forest. It is because the elders' families experienced some tragic events and they ended up making up some stories about monsters in the forest in order to avoid crimes. Yet at the end of the film, we find out that crime was committed by one of them, which is Noah. So, however, Noah's death in the end is unknown to anyone except the elders, and the story about monsters in the forest continues because Ivy, the person who killed Noah, doesn't know that what she liked is a person. Sorry, what she killed is a person, not a real monster, because Ivy is blind. And next section will be explained by my friend.
Well, in this section, I would like to explain about the cultural context that contains in the movie. In the film, there is a rural community that is living in modern times. It is home to some of the world's wealthiest and most influential people. Of course, his followers, the residents, follow the regulations and are not allowed to break them. The imposition of village elders' ideology traps the illusion of entering one, such as one of the red mythology. For a long time, the villagers' holders not only misled people into obeying them, but also practiced nepotism in their daily lives by exploiting their position of authority in order to enrich their families and loved ones. For instance, Ivy's father, Edward Walker, tells his daughter that he wants to leave the hamlet because there are no monsters. It is all a lie. He exposed the village's biggest secret, which no one should know, as one of the elders. Even if her purpose is to aid someone, Ivy, as the eldest daughter, breaks the village most banned regulations. The Percy family was the most egregious example of nepotism. Noah Percy's parents had been concealing his true status as a master the entire time. They told the other villagers that Noah had been killed by the monster even after he had died. It also shows how they still think of their family as having a good image. Thank you. The next section will be explained by my partner.
Okay, thank you. And then next part is self-positioning. According to Malcolm Payne, self-positioning is a process for personal reflection. It means that everyone is holding their own position in the society. So, is the main characters in the village Alfie, Lucius, and Noah. As we can see in the movie, when Lucius asks for permission to the elders, they reject it since no one is allowed to cross the wood. Besides his intention is only for helping the regular kids in the village. However, when it comes to Elfie, who are the elders' doctor, it is quite easy for her to get the ex permission even though it is very risky. Nevertheless, the reason is also understandable. That is because Mr. Walker thinks both of them will be the future leader for their village, and they need some medicines to cure the wound too. Then it can be implied that we are all going to position ourselves into the current situation, which can make our ideology, our role is no longer matter. Thank you. And then the next session is will be explained by my friend.
Okay, to sum up, this movie contains some aspects that can be analyzed using the perspective of New Historicism theory. The villagers are considered as the evidence of subjectivity, and some of them handles their power to influence people. Meanwhile, there are also certain history which affects the culture in that place. Meanwhile, people Meanwhile, people have their own self-positioning while they are being faced to one situation. Thank you very much. See you in the next time.